sweethearts. Welcome to Unity Church of Sun Lakes. I'm Reverend Jeanne Laughlin. I'm the spiritual leader of this church, and I've been doing that since May of 2019. A little bit more about myself. I came to the Valley in 1985 to work for General Dynamics Mission. Well, actually at the time it was Motorola, and I'm still there, only the company is now called General Dynamics. So I'm going on my 35th year because I had a 2-year little hiatus there. And I buy software for engineering.
How many people didn't know that? I did not know that.
I thought I'd share. So I am a part-time minister at this church. I have a full-time job. But I absolutely love it. What?
You're from Wisconsin, right?
I'm from Wisconsin.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I am child 5 of 6.
What did you say?
I didn't get that.
I can't hear you.
506.
You're
The microphone I think needs to be turned up a little. Is that true?
No.
Barbara?
What?
Go like this. Is that better?
No, I didn't hear her. She didn't hear you at all.
That I'm child 5 of 6. I'm from Wisconsin.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
I'm
I'm sorry I didn't hear you.
No, you're fine. It's fine. Thank you for speaking up.
I didn't hear it either, so don't get me.
5. She's the fifth child. I'm 6.
Eau Claire.
Took me a while to figure
Eau
out.
Claire, Wisconsin. Chautauqua, I love Chautauqua. Camping in Chautauqua many summers. Our mission here at Unity Church of Sun Lakes. We are a spiritual center of love and light, teaching and supporting one another in transforming our lives by living the truths taught by Jesus Christ and other spiritual masters. We lovingly support this church with our time, our talents, and our gifts. And we are so abundantly blessed and are grateful for this community. So on behalf of the board, myself, I want to wish all of you a happy Valentine's Day. You know, some people don't acknowledge it, and it doesn't have to be with a partner even. I hope you all fall deeply in love with yourselves this week, first and foremost. Yeah, and I also want to acknowledge Ela for bringing the candy and being our greeter this morning so sweetly. Thank you.
You weren't here then, but I'm sure Julia remembers, and some of you do, that Valentine's Day that we went over to the grill, the lobby out there, and we were offering free hugs.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we need to do that. Tuesday. We'll be there today.
We'll be there today.
And that goes perfectly with today's lesson, so I thank you for that suggestion. Perfect.
I remember that.
Our opening song this morning is going to be delivered by Kay Davis and Jeanne Gallagher. Help me welcome them.
So this is a sing-along. So we know how you like to sing.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. And the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
I hope you all feel that. I want to thank Lori for bringing the beautiful flowers this morning. Lori brought all these beautiful white flowers. I appreciate you for here. And now our opening prayer will be delivered by Odie von Nostitz.
Good morning, church. Every heart on my shirt represents the love I have for each and every one of you. So sit back and relax. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Go to center. Breathe out any negative thought. I am knowing, not hoping nor wishing, but knowing that we, every person here, every person on our planet, especially today in Ukraine and Turkey and Syria, we are whole, perfect, and complete, filled with joy and love and peace in our heart. I am knowing the truth of who we are, for which our gratitude is unlimited. As we are about to receive today's lesson, we give thanks for the knowledge of our divine being, the spiritual oneness of all, and our continued growth on this spiritual path, that we live the lessons that we learn. We thank Reverend Jeanne and everyone who contributed to the making of this beautiful service. And will you please join in with me and say, and so it is.
That was beautiful. Sorry. And now Kate Turner will be delivering the daily word.
I think today's daily word is very appropriate for our times, and I would like all of us to send that knowing to Turkey and Syria. Today's word is compassion. Acts of loving compassion build my strength. Whether in my community or across the world, many people face hardships. As a member of the human family, I'm inspired to undertake compassionate action and help however I can. Sometimes just a prayerful thought or simple blessing can make a powerful difference in someone's life. Other times, I may be able to take more direct action. I may listen to someone deeply as they share the concerns of their heart. Or I may volunteer to drive them somewhere or complete errands for them. Regardless of the form of my compassionate action takes, I am motivated to be of sacred service. to bring the love and care of God into manifest form through my own decisive action. And from Matthew chapter 14, verse 14. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them and cured their sick.
And now we will have a song before we lead into meditation, which will be delivered by Reverend Julia Norton. So Julia, you'll just come up right after the song is completed.
Say the prayer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do our prayer together. This was written by our prayer team for our church specifically, so let's say this together as though it's the first time you've ever said this prayer, okay? Let's do it. Unity Church of Sun Lakes is a beacon of love and light. We welcome all with open hearts and open arms to express their divine potential. We come together in oneness in creating peace, health, and happiness in our church community and the world. Divine order guides our church as it prospers and grows, providing healing, love, hope, and friendship to all, and so it is.
Good morning. This is a song written by our dear Kay Davis.
Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day almost.
Sit back, relax, close your eyes. Look into your heart space. And know that the truth is there, the love is there, and the compassion is there. Imagine you're sitting on a beach, meditating, listening to the waves. And you say the word peace. Peace. It flows out with the waves throughout the world. And it comes back to you. The word peace. And added to that is compassion. Oh, you feel it in your heart, the very soul. And you send that word, compassion, back out to everyone in the world. And we know that they receive it. We know that they know it. When there's natural disasters, compassion comes out as people help each other. And those words, peace and compassion, come back to you. And you hold it within. You know it's the truth. You send out the word love. The love that you have in your soul to every person on the earth. Every being in the universe. And those words, all of them, come back to you, into your heart space. You feel them with the deepest part of your soul. You know it's the truth. Enjoy this for a moment. Hold it within. And you take all of this love, compassion, and peace, and you send it back out to every being on our planet and in the universe. And we know it's the truth. And come back into our room and share that peace and compassion and love with everyone here. And go enjoy this week and every week. And so it is.
Last month we focused on the 5 unity principles. And this month we're focusing on the 5 steps to unity prayer so that you can use this in your lives, use this for prayer. When I learned the 5 steps to unity prayer, I felt transformed. I found it an extremely powerful process. And so I'm not sure if you want to close your eyes and actually actively do this or just learn and take this as a teaching moment. So I'll leave that up to you. But the first step to unity prayer is relaxation, which means you don't have to close your eyes. That works for me. But to just go into the present moment and relax. That's it. And you don't move to the next step until you're there. So for some people, that means I'm peace, I'm peace, I'm relaxed. I connect to my breath. I see myself grounded into Mother Earth. And I also go to my heart. Get out of my head. The second step is concentration. What are we concentrating on? God. Why? Because we want to align with God, with Spirit, the Christ within. And so we go to that space, that secret space that only God and you know within you. And the Christ presence within you, which is you. And you concentrate on your alignment. God's everywhere. God's all love. God's all good. And God is in me. And God shines as me, big as me. The third step is meditation. And this is where we visualize the ask. Whatever it is that you want in your life. Maybe it's a prayer we always say, I will pray for you. This is where you bring that prayer to the meditation part. And it's a visualization of this need or want being fully actualized. So it's a very joyous part of the step process because you're there. Whatever you can conceive in the mind of God, you can manifest here on earth. And so you see it already done. So you see, this isn't words, this is visualization. As though it is already done. And then when you move on to the realization step, where you realize that you and God are one. All things are possible when you align with Spirit. So it's again another joyous step. Realizing it's already done. I realize that the truth, that God and me are one. And I can do nothing on my own, but I can do everything with God. Jesus said that. And the final step then is to give thanks. Because we know that gratitude is the function that makes our manifestations happen. Being grateful. So just saying, thank God. Thank you to the Christ within for this manifestation that it's already done. And you take a deep breath and you come back. My experience is usually very profound. I don't know how you felt. This week I had a little, you can hear it a little bit, I had a little bit of a cough, cold. And I wanted to be here so bad. And I tested for COVID, and of course it was not. It was negative. And that night I went to bed and I said, I did this prayer. And the next morning, in fact the night before, I struggled to sleep because I was coughing. So I had to make a conscious decision and use this. And the next morning, I slept all night. I didn't cough once. I mean, it works. It's powerful. But we have to be the one to take charge and do these things for ourselves and for the people in our lives. So if you ever have questions or want a prayer partner to do this with, I'm happy to do that with you. So now let's have one more song before we go into our lesson with Kay and Jeanne.
another song written by Kay. This is a lighthearted song about the let go and let God.
Life can be so fickle, can get you in a pickle. You think you know, but you haven't got a clue. And when you've done all you can do, it didn't work, try something new. Sit down, be still, let go, let God your home. It's about life, it's about connection, it's about love and being one. Some sticky situations can cause you consternation, so you fret and strain to make it come out right. But God has something better for you and me, my friend. Sit down, be still, let go, let God your home. It's about life, it's about connection, it's about love and being one. So if you get too busy and things are in a tizzy, your blessings feel a million miles away. It's time to start relaxing. You need to take a breather. Sit down, be still, let go, let God your home. It's about life, it's about connection, it's about love and being one.
If you have noticed, our slides have changed a little bit, and that is because we have a new person doing our slides, and I believe she's here today. So, Lori, if you wouldn't mind just, making your presence known. Really grateful she's added to our team. So, many of us are very, very grateful. It's not an easy job, so thank you. And Mary, it's good to see you here as well. Mary Hackerty is here.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Mary.
In this world of human experience, what does it take for us to be big as God? I mean, mind-blowing, knock your socks off, never thought it could happen to be big as God. Because that's why we are all here. You do know that, right? So what it takes is our willingness to dare greatly. To dare greatly to do things that others just might not understand. Things people might not be comfortable with. Things people might even criticize. Might find fault with. Might think that we are really, really stupid or dumb for doing things. Or heaven forbid, might think that we are wrong for doing them. And yet we dare to do them anyway. Every time I hear those statements, I think about Jesus. He did dare greatly for all of us to see what it takes to be great. To dare greatly means to be willing to be scared, but dare to do it anyway. To not know how, but dare to try anyway. Feel self-conscious, but dare to show up anyway. Not have a clue of the outcome, but dare to take a risk anyway. To feel naked, but dare to be authentic and real anyway. To be big as God in this human experience, we must dare greatly in these ways. Now, if we all lived alone in caves, or if we each had our own private little island, separate and apart from one another, it might actually be so easy to be as big as God. Right? We can just run around totally unaffected by anyone else's opinions, never self-conscious, and simply let God be God through us completely, unencumbered and uninhibited. And while that might sound a bit appealing, is it really? No. What would it really be like? How can we share our gifts if there is no one to receive them? How can we live with passion and purpose if our job is to gather coconuts for today's meal? And that's it. How can we make a difference for good in the world if it's just a world of one? Not to mention, who would we talk with, dance with, laugh with, cry, share our dreams with, celebrate, hug? It would be a pretty lonely and boring world, wouldn't it?
Yes.
We really wouldn't want any of that, I'm quite sure. Even if there may be moments in this life when we think that would be a good option. So we have a bit of a paradox here. We really need and desire other people around so that we can be big as God. And yet, our fear of their opinions, our fear of looking foolish, our fear of being wrong, our fear of being judged, our fear of being hurt, and the list could go on and on. Those things just keep us small. And it's a conundrum, really. Here are some powerful words about this idea that will set the tone for us this entire month. And you may recognize them. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. But because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. These words are from, anyone know?
Roosevelt.
Yes. Teddy Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt, in a speech entitled Citizenship in a Republic, sometimes referred to as the man in the arena. He delivered that in France, Paris, on April 13th, 1910. These words are what made the speech famous and are what inspired the title of this book, Daring Greatly, by Brene Brown, and the theme for this month. Apologize for not getting that out sooner. Some of you may want to purchase the book. It's fabulous. Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. So following on our theme from last month as being big as God, this month we dare greatly to be big as God. We all look forward to the day when science and religion shall walk hand in hand through the visible into the visible, invisible, the visible into the invisible, our science. And that is what the book does. It is founded on scientific research by Brené Brown. Anyone recognize her name? Has anyone seen her talks on TED Talk? Yeah, they're phenomenal. So that's an assignment for you, to look Brené Brown up on TED Talks this month. And I want you to listen to her talks. This month, we are going to explore how her research walks hand in hand with the spiritual wisdom as we take a deep dive into the one quality of human existence that can open us up to the divine greatness or close us off from it. And that quality is the willingness to be. Anyone?
Great.
No. No. The willingness to be.
Vulnerable.
Yes. Vulnerable. It's so scary. So this morning, we will explore the waters of vulnerability by exploring a way of living that Brown defines in her book as wholehearted living. I look at it as another way of saying being big as God. So here's how she defines wholehearted living. Wholehearted living means cultivating. And that's a really, really important word, cultivating. Cultivating the courage, compassion, and connection to be able to live in a place where we can say, I may be imperfect in what I do, and sometimes I'm afraid, and sometimes I play small, and sometimes I mess up in little and in big ways. But that doesn't change the truth that I am also worthy of love and belonging and connection. And that I am also absolutely capable of being gigantically big as God and accomplishing amazing good in the world. And that is exactly what I'm going to do, because that's what I came here to do. That's wholehearted living. According to Brown's research, the willingness to be vulnerable emerged as the single clearest value shared by all of the men and women whom she identified as being wholehearted living. Those individuals attribute everything from their professional success to their meaningful marriages, to their proudest parenting moments, to their ability to be vulnerable. Brown writes, being willing to be vulnerable is the catalyst for experiencing courage, compassion, and connection, and is the core, the heart, the center of meaningful human experiences. So here's some examples of being vulnerable, and as I say these, I'm going to ask you to give me some examples of being vulnerable. How about public speaking? How about bringing up a sensitive subject to someone, especially when you've been wanting to say something to for a long time and you've just been putting it off and putting it off? That's being vulnerable. Oh my God, how am I going to do it? So how about some other examples? Singing in front of an audience, yes. God love you. You did that. Playing in front of an audience. Great job.
Admitting you're wrong.
Admitting you're wrong.
Apologizing.
Asking questions or asking for help.
Asking for help, yes. It's a biggie.
Democrats talking to Republicans.
It's vulnerable.
Using a walker.
Using a walker, yes. Yes.
Showing emotions.
Showing emotions.
Not hearing everything.
Not hearing everything. Yeah.
Stepping out of your comfort zone
Yes.
for anything.
Anything. Praying in front of a congregation.
Taking a chance.
Taking a chance. Good. Have you ever been vulnerable and then woke up with a vulnerability hangover? You know that feeling when you wake up and everything feels fine until the memory of you laying yourself open washes over you. You want to hide under the covers. Has anyone ever had that? But we may have had the experience where we were vulnerable, authentic, real, honest, open, willing, risk-taking.
That's me. Oh, God.
And then we got hurt. And sometimes someone used it against us, and then we failed. In our minds, it was a failure. Yep, that is an absolute risk. There's no doubt about it. And if that has happened to you, think about this statement from Mark Twain. We should be careful to get out of an experience only the wisdom that is in it, and stop there. Lest we be like the cat that sits down on a hot stove lid. She will never sit down on a hot stove lid again. And that is all well. But also she will never sit down on a cold one either. Willing to be vulnerable is the price of the entrance ticket into the arena of being big as God. According to Brene Brown, people who live from the most wholehearted place have some things in common. In fact, Brown's research suggests that there are 10 things that those who are wholehearted work to cultivate. And that they work to let go of, and every single one of them takes the willingness to be vulnerable. So I'm going to list them and make a few comments on a few of them, and we will take deeper dives into many of them in the next few weeks. Your mission is to look at each one of these as spiritual practices. And I ask you, which of them, if you practice them wholeheartedly, would lead you to be bigger as God? They cultivate, here's the first one, they cultivate authenticity, and they let go of what people think. This reminds me of the title of Terry Cole Whitaker's book, What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. I think that's one of the greatest all-time book titles ever. It's really none of your business. Number 2, they cultivate self-compassion and let go of perfectionism.
Yes.
Number 3, they cultivate a resilient spirit and let go of numbing and powerlessness. They cultivate gratitude and joy and let go of scarcity thinking and fear of the dark.
Whoa.
Marianne Williamson once said, "We must dare the dark and stare it down. Only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light." Number 5, they cultivate intuition and trusting faith and let go of their need for certainty.
Whoa, that's a good one.
The God in me is bigger than anything in the world. This is either true or it's not. If it's true, then it is true all the time. If it's true all the time, then we can trust it all the time. The God in me is bigger than anything in this world. Or the God in me is bigger than the he in this world. Or the she. They cultivate creativity and they let go of comparison, excuse me. Comparison is deadly for relationships especially. Number 7, they cultivate play and rest and let go of exhaustion as a status symbol, and productivity as self-worth. I'm thinking we have some resonance in this year.
Why are you looking at me?
Number 8, they cultivate calm and stillness and let go of anxiety as a lifestyle. Number 9, they cultivate they cultivate meaningful work and let go of self-doubt and supposed to or I can't do. And number 10, they cultivate laughter, song, and dance, letting go of being cool and always in control. While our master teachers might not have preached and taught the power of being vulnerable, each of them were vulnerable because they all dared greatly. Moses was vulnerable. Jesus was vulnerable. Gandhi was vulnerable. The Fillmores were gullible. The Fillmores were vulnerable. Martin Luther King Jr. was vulnerable. Mother Teresa was vulnerable. So today, we have dipped our toes into the idea of vulnerability as the key to being big as God. Over the next few weeks, we'll go deeper into this subject. For now, I ask you to close your eyes and meditate on this question. Which one of these 10 ideas will become a spiritual practice for you? And do not take all 10. You overachievers. Pick one, maybe pick 2 to cultivate, and then let go during this year as you commit to being big as God. So as I go through this list, I want you to find the ones that resonate the most, 1 or 2. I cultivate authenticity and I let go of what people think. I cultivate self-compassion and let go of perfectionism. I cultivate a resilient spirit and let go of numbing and powerlessness. I cultivate gratitude and joy and let go of scarcity thinking and fear of the dark. I cultivate intuition and trusting faith and let go of the need for certainty. I cultivate creativity and let go of comparison. cultivate play and rest, and let go of exhaustion as a status symbol and productivity as self-worth. I cultivate calm and stillness, and let go of anxiety as a lifestyle. I cultivate meaningful work, and let go of self-doubt and supposed to or can't do. And finally, I cultivate laughter, song, and dance, letting go of being cool and always in control. Take a deep breath. And come back. Hopefully you've chosen one or two. And I highly encourage you guys to, the service is being recorded, and we want to say hello to our online folks. To fast forward to these 10 so that you can say them. Almost every day you could say them, or you could write them down. You could take pictures of them, just so that you have the ones, and just keep saying them every day, especially during your prayer time. And now let's move on to our offering. Here at Unity Church of Sun Lakes, we are a tithing church. We tithe, meaning that we share 10% from our entire monthly income to organizations who spiritually inspire, encourage, and enrich us. So many of us donate online, and if that's the case, or if you want to donate here today, we take our gifts in our hands and in our minds, and we see our gifts multiplying into the world, multiplying in love and in light. We energize our gifts, and we see them going out to our communities and to the world, making huge differences in the world and in our own lives as we put our energy into the flow. And we say our offering statement together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. I am so blessed. Thank you, God. And now we will sing Karen Drucker's song, God is My Source.
Stay up here with us? Okay.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I
into prayer for these blessings. And we bless these.
Give thanks for these many blessings of today, and know they are but a symbol of the inexhaustible substance of the universe. I give thanks that 10 times this much or more is now on its way to me, and quickly manifests in perfect ways.
Thank you, God. I was talking to a lady yesterday who said that we were working on goals, and she said that she has a fixed income and she just doesn't, how could she grow her finance? I'm like, dear Lord, we live in a sea of substance. It's everywhere. And there was another lady on the call too, and I said, just the other day I got a check in the mail from Jeanne Bean, for Jeanne Bean. That was my married name. Over 25 years ago. And it was a check, just for no reason. It was some lawsuit that had happened way back when. And boy, the light bulb went on in her head. I said, you just use prayer. It just comes. And another girl on the call said she just got a check for $300 from her dentist who said that she overpaid 5 years ago. You just don't know. All right, so for our announcements, our prayer partner today is Barbara Kelly. So thank you, Barbara. She will meet you in the back for a personal prayer if you'd like. And also don't forget on the back table we have you can write prayers down and we send them to Silent Unity. So, and we also, do we have is our crochet knitting class going on?
Thursdays? Yeah.
Thursdays? Laura? Oh,
It was a small turnout.
Oh, it's a small turnout. Okay, so we'll take that off. Next board meeting is next week after church. And so if you're interested in coming, speak to Maria or Kate or myself. We meet at Maria's house after church next Sunday. Our annual meeting is the last Sunday of the month. All of you are welcome. That's where we fully expose everything that's going on here at the church. And I think it'd be great if you all came and give us your input and questions. If you can't come, let us know. Prosperity class with Dennis. I'm looking so forward to that class. When is it starting again?
28th.
The 28th. When? Tuesday night.
Yep.
February 28th. So sign up if you haven't yet. Prayer meeting every Wednesday at 10 a.m. with Reverend Julia leading that. Reiki share group every Tuesday. Betty Gardner and Kitsulina will hook you up for 9:30. And then next Sunday, our musician will be Odie von Nostitz. I want to thank Kay and Jane for doing a fantastic job tonight. Thank you, Rob. And Derek is here today as he's being trained. As we've said, we need help on this.
I can't hear you.
We need help on the, running the slides each week. And it's hard to have someone come every week. We need somebody. If anyone's interested in helping with running the PowerPoint slides and things like that, please see Dennis or I. Any other announcements?
Are we going to brunch?
I'm just going to say. Oh. So today is our first brunch after church, which will be on the second Sunday of every month. We had 20 people signed up. We had one cancellation. So 19 of us are going. Our reservations are at 11:30. So, yeah, 11:30, because sometimes we run over a little bit, and it's their busiest time. So you have time to chit-chat amongst yourselves before we all go over there. They have, yes, Barb.
No, I wanted when you're done. I'm trying to put my hands to Jeanne.
Okay.
Well, you're
So
tall.
anyway, we're all going over at 11:30. Reservations under my name, Odie. Okay, and we have 2 tables, 10 each.
Ooh. Tony has a question.
Okay. A walker gives you vulnerability. The person who was going to give me a ride back over to Robeson after the brunch is not here today. I am being very vulnerable when I ask if there's anyone who could get their walker into my car and
Yes.
take me over.
Thank you for daring greatly, Tony.
I take it too. I'm the
Barb?
alternate.
Did you have a question?
So, I am being very vulnerable. I wrote 2 books, and I finally got some copies of them. I had one, and Mark read the whole entire thing.
Very good, and you were very vulnerable.
This one is called Running Towards Myself. I can't sell them because this cost me $42 because my son printed it. And, but, you know, people can borrow them. And if they really want to read them, they can read them for nothing. But they can give me $1 if they think they will. And this is my other one that costs about $20. And this is all poems.
And I read that cover to cover.
And that
Beautiful.
person on the cover was me. So today I brought 4 of each, but I actually have 10 of them that people are really interested. This one I think is a little hard to read, and the print's a little small. Did you think it was hard to read?
Not at all.
Okay, so
Thank
here
you.
they are.
Thank you. Wonderful.
I'm bringing them to brunch, so.
Great. And any other announcements? Tony?
Do we have any new people today?
We do have new people today.
What's
Um,
it?
We usually do that at the beginning of the service. Mary, would you be willing to introduce yourself?
My name's Mary Haggerty, and I'm just visiting today. I've been in Unity for a long time, and I apologize for being late. I got very lost. Thank you.
You're not the only one, Mary.
You have joined the
Part of
club.
us when you first
Yeah,
come to
totally.
service.
I got it.
And Laura, did you want to say hi?
I am Lori Mallock, and you'll probably see me a little more
I
once
can't
in a
hear
while.
you.
I just started helping out doing the slides, and I'm very excited to.
She's
do
also
that.
our media person and working on our website.
Wonderful.
Facebook. Yeah, she's giving us coming today. All right, so let's close then. Let's stand. And Jeanne and Kay will lead us out with a final song, and then we'll do the prayer for protection. And also, sorry, the Super Bowl made both teams have fun. Eagles and Chiefs.
Eagles.
And now our prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us.